I love my wife and I'm not gay and I'm not, and that's what's weird about this, to have your sexuality question. And
I would love to work with Eddie. Eddie won't return my call, so maybe one day we'll have a conversation. But Eddie, I think Eddie got to a place in his life. It's like, look, I've done it all.
Police say he picked up a transvestite prostitute on an infamous stretch of Santa Monica Boulevard.
Deputies conducted a traffic stop of the car a few blocks away, at which time they learned that the driver was actor Eddie Murphy.
Is Eddie Murphy really shutting people out at 64? He's still a giant in the comedy game, but there's one person he refuses to share the spotlight with, Tyler Perry. So what's really going on here? When did the tension between these two Hollywood heavyweights turn into a full-on freeze-out? For years, folks have been whispering about drama. And let's be real, Eddie's been known to snap back with some sharp words. This isn't just some random gossip floating around. It's been building into a serious wall between him and Tyler. But this beef, it runs way deeper than just creative differences. Behind the scenes, the situation is messier than people think. So let's rewind and take a look at how Tyler Perry even got here in the first place. His rise? Straight up legendary. He came from a rough upbringing in New Orleans, and in the early 90s, he made the bold move to Atlanta chasing his dream of writing plays. It took a minute, but in 1999, he finally blew up with I Can Do Bad All By Myself. That's when the iconic Medea was born. By the mid-2000s, Tyler was a force in Hollywood, running his own studio, putting black creators on the map, and breaking down doors that had been shut for decades. His work gave shine to voices Hollywood used to ignore, but off camera, there's always been a quiet storm brewing. People have been buzzing about Tyler's personal life for years, especially when it comes to who he's dating or not dating. See, unlike most celebs, Tyler doesn't spill anything about his love life. That silence, it only makes the rumors louder, and Hollywood eats up that kind of mystery like candy. Insiders say his silence ain't random, it's strategic. Back in 2018, a veteran entertainment executive told The Hollywood Reporter, off the record of course, that Tyler's low-key approach is very intentional. According to them, he knows the history, how black men in Hollywood have been stereotyped and boxed in for decades. Tyler's not trying to let anyone else write his story. He's protecting his image and his peace. The exec said Perry's private vibe is nothing new, but when you mix that with his smooth, polished public persona, it keeps the speculation going non-stop. Some folks think he's flashy. Others say it's all a carefully built image meant to connect with fans while keeping the real him locked away. In his films and shows, Tyler dives into deep stuff: love, forgiveness, family, being true to yourself. A lot of fans think that's his quiet way of speaking on his own struggles with identity and how the world treats people who don't fit the mold. But here's where it gets real complicated. Tyler Perry has become a serious voice for the black LGBTQ+ community. In 2021, when Georgia came under fire for passing some controversial laws targeting that group, Tyler didn't stay quiet. Nope. He stood tall and used his shows like The Oval and bold statements to stand up for equality and respect. He might not talk about his own dating life, but when it comes to fighting for fairness, Tyler's made it crystal clear where he stands. All this attention on Tyler's love life isn't just because people are nosy, it speaks to something way bigger. It's about how race, fame, and image collide in a world where black men are constantly being judged. In Hollywood, if you don't fit into the box they built for you, you get questioned, constantly. Tyler's silence doesn't feel like hiding, it feels like a calculated move. He keeps it cool. No public flings, no messy tabloid drama, just silence. And that drives people wild. Fans and media can't stop asking the same thing. How does a man with that much money and power stay out of relationship drama altogether? Some say he's got secrets, others swear he's just private to the core. But in this town, silence can mean 100 different things. And Tyler's vibe, it only fuels the fire. Some people think he's theatrical or too polished, but others see it as part of the plan. A strategy to entertain, connect, and keep the real story, his story, safe from all the noise. This ain't just about privacy, it's about survival. Tyler Perry's been playing the Hollywood game smart, protecting not only his career, but also the people who ride for him. In a town where even a side eye can turn into tabloid gossip, one wrong move can blow up fast. And for Tyler, insiders say his silence isn't just about keeping his love life quiet, it's about shielding his loyal fan base too. A big part of his audience comes from church communities that connect deeply with the faith-filled messages in his work. That changes everything. Tyler didn't just build an empire, he built it on the foundation of Black families' strength and spiritual roots. So when talk turns personal, things get complicated real quick. But let's keep it 100. Tyler Perry has never been shy about standing up for LGBTQ+ rights. He's spoken out against anti-LGBTQ+ laws and made sure his shows include real, meaningful representation. He may keep his own story on lockdown, but his actions, they speak loud. Tyler's been using his platform to fight for equality, all while staying guarded about his own life. And because he plays it close to the chest, the gossip never really stops. People stay guessing. But if you push all the noise aside, Tyler's legacy speaks for itself. He flipped the whole industry on his terms and made Hollywood listen. Still, those rumors about his private life, they've stirred up some real tension behind the scenes, especially with Eddie Murphy. Now that's a twist. These two are giants in Black entertainment, legends with decades in the game. But guess what? They barely ever cross paths. And that distance, it's got people raising eyebrows, wondering what's really going on. Eddie's been dealing with whispers and wild stories since the 80s, back when he was tearing up Saturday Night Live. Folks have been dissecting his every move for decades. One moment in particular won't go away. In 1997, cops pulled him over while he was giving a ride to a transgender woman in West Hollywood. That incident exploded in the tabloids, and the buzz never totally died down. Now fast forward, and Tyler Perry's also caught in a cloud of quiet speculation. Some insiders think Eddie's keeping his distance on purpose. According to one source who spoke to Variety, Eddie's just being careful. He knows how fast these rumors can catch fire. The insider claimed Eddie's spent years rebuilding his image, and getting too close to Tyler might kick up chatter he's worked hard to bury. Not because there's beef, but because the Hollywood rumor machine doesn't sleep. One blurry photo or shady headline could set off a storm. And fans, oh, they've noticed. There have been moments where Eddie came off real distant or even cold when it came to Tyler. Social media lit up with theories. People aren't just saying this is about competition. Some think it runs deeper. Stuff like image control, personal space, and Hollywood's brutal pressure cooker. See, in this business, how you're seen can make or break your whole career. And when it comes to something as sensitive as sexuality, the stakes get even higher, especially for Black male celebs. They're expected to be tough but relatable, strong but not too emotional, and definitely not outside the mold Hollywood tries to box them into. So, Eddie's distance? It could be a calculated move, a way to guard the image he's fought to protect. This ain't about shade, it's about survival. In an industry that turns rumors into headlines and headlines into labels, one wrong look can cost everything. And don't forget, Eddie's been dodging talk about his personal life for almost 40 years. At this point, silence isn't just protection, it's a strategy that's kept him one step ahead, even if it means keeping Tyler Perry at arm's length. Eddie Murphy wasn't just moving smart, he was moving for survival. Every decision, every silence was a shield. He built an image from the ground up, and he knew one wrong quote or misunderstood moment could wreck everything. As a Black man in the spotlight during the 80s and 90s, the pressure was unreal. One slip, and the industry would eat you alive. A culture critic once said, that kind of non-stop scrutiny forces people to go into defense mode. And for Eddie, that spotlight shaped everything. It didn't just influence how the world saw him, it shaped how he moved in Hollywood. The weight of those whispers wasn't just background noise, it started affecting his entire career. It pushed him to make calculated moves. What roles to take, what to avoid, and who to work with. And back then, Hollywood wasn't the inclusive machine it pretends to be now. The 90s were cold, especially if you were a Black actor not fitting the mold. If rumors started swirling about your personal life, that could mean fewer roles, less respect, and a stalled career. Eddie knew that, so he played it safe. Very safe. He steered clear of anything that might stir up more talk. That meant staying away from certain roles and even certain people. Every move he made had to protect his brand. From how he talked in interviews to the company he kept, everything was about control. But then came May 1997, the moment that changed everything. Eddie was pulled over by cops in West Hollywood, a spot known for its vibrant LGBTQ+ scene. In the car with him, a transgender woman named Shalimar, also identified as a private worker. The media pounced like sharks in blood. Even though no charges were filed and Eddie's team quickly explained he was just giving someone a ride, the headlines exploded. It was everywhere. His publicist jumped in, stressing Eddie wasn't doing anything shady. He was just being a good guy trying to help someone out. But the media? They didn't care. Facts didn't matter. The story was too juicy, and they ran with it hard. That one moment, totally innocent on paper, turned into a tabloid storm. Even with police confirming there was nothing illegal or suspicious, Eddie couldn't shake the noise. The headlines didn't fade. They burned brighter, and soon, everyone had something to say. That quick, forgettable moment spiraled into a massive spectacle. Suddenly, reporters were tearing through his past, analyzing interviews, reading into every word and every pause. Wild theories started flying. For a man who had always guarded his private life like a vault, that kind of attention was brutal. From that day on, those rumors followed him like a shadow. No matter what he did or didn't say, that 1997 incident became a permanent part of his narrative. Even though he never confirmed or denied anything, that night in West Hollywood became the go-to reference in every convo about Eddie Murphy's personal life. The truth didn't matter, because in Hollywood, perception can bulldoze facts. That whole situation proved how fast things can flip. One random moment, even innocent, can change everything. Especially in an industry where your image is gold and your privacy basically non-existent. Eddie's been playing defense ever since, making sharp moves, staying calculated, keeping his story tight. He's worked decades to control the narrative, but no matter how far he runs from the chatter, that moment from '97 keeps coming back. It's always there. In interviews, in gossip blogs, in random online threads, a reminder of how high the stakes really are in Hollywood. One small headline can haunt you forever, even if you did nothing wrong. It's way deeper than just rumors or headlines. It shows how Hollywood still makes it real hard for black men to move freely, to keep their peace, and to live without judgment. Eddie and Tyler both climbed to the top, but took completely different roads to get there. And still, they've both had to deal with the same thing: non-stop speculation about their private lives. In an industry that barely knows how to embrace or even understand them, that kind of pressure, it's heavy. Privacy ain't just a luxury, it's a shield. Black men like Eddie and Tyler are constantly expected to fit into neat boxes, to play certain roles, act a certain way, and even share personal parts of themselves they might want to keep sacred. Once rumors about identity or personal choices start spinning, it messes with everything. Not just how the audience sees them, but how the industry treats them too. Behind the fame, there's a constant battle. That pressure gets lonely. It forces stars like Eddie and Tyler to move carefully, manage how they're seen, and stay ahead of the noise all the time. When both are under the same microscope, even the smallest moves or cautious distance can look like tension, even if it's just strategy or self-protection. And until Hollywood really grows up, until it learns how to respect real privacy and celebrate real diversity, this kind of quiet wall between legends like them isn't going anywhere. The situation between Eddie Murphy and Tyler Perry isn't just about ego or money. It's a look inside the price of success, the kind nobody talks about. It's a reminder that even the biggest stars are still human, dealing with weight, judgment, and the constant hustle to protect their true selves in a game that rarely makes room for that kind of complexity. So the next time you see them killing it on screen, just know, there's always more to the story than what Hollywood shows you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, do you think this divide is personal or just business? Either way, we'll be watching. See you in the next one.